Hello and welcome to another update video about the S&P 500. Yeah, price has dropped quite considerably today. Again, it was quite a red day in the stock market. Nothing too crazy yet, and we're still waiting for clarity if we have really topped in this large B wave that I warned about. So, looking at the S&P 500 again, you will remember that in previous videos we talked about a bearish scenario which is my primary expectation. Not necessarily that I will only focus on the downside, but because we are basically at a key top and the downside potential is so huge, I have made that the primary scenario. Nevertheless, short term, I focus on higher until we have clarity that we indeed have topped in a B wave. I hope that's clear, because the short-term trend is still up and we haven't got enough confirmation that the short-term trend, which is up, has flipped into a downtrend, which would then open the door to, well, potentially $2,500. Yeah, so it would be a significant drop, but I've been talking about that now for a while. Overall, anyway, the scenario so far is going according to script. We did wait until the last peak we had. We did wait for one more high, and then I said we are going to get a quite substantial move to the downside. And within that move to the downside, which we're currently observing, we would get the decision if we really have topped in a B wave, or if we are going to make one more high here in the bullish scenario, which I have labeled alternative. However, it is also very likely. Nevertheless, we need to be very much aware about that bearish scenario, because this is probably the most important potential turning point that we've had in a while for the S&P 500 and the entire market. Yeah, A wave down, that's the bearish case. I mean, overall still bullish, but it would take a long time to finish this. So A wave down, B wave up, which could have topped, and then the C wave down. And then we need to see, is this just a larger A wave within an even larger ABC structure, and the wave 4 is actually down here somewhere? That is what we will see after we bottom here. Or, we could push higher in the orange wave count to round about $5,500, I would say. But it will all depend on what happens now, because I tell you what we need to watch out for. First of all, we have now pulled back to a trend line. So we've pulled back to a trend line. I would say probably in the next few days we get some clarity here. I think it is a fairly relevant one. Yeah, I mean, we have certainly enough touch points to make that a relevant trend line, and I would pay some attention to that one, okay? But overall, in the bearish wave count, as you know, we already topped in the B wave. We were waiting for another high, which happened, and then we said we are now waiting already for a deeper decline. We don't know at this stage if the decline is part of that C wave to the downside, which would likely be an impulse or at least a larger corrective structure down, or if this is just a smaller correction which could lead to one more high. My main support is here $4,187. If we break below that, we would get some clarity that this is indeed bearish. However, it will also depend on the structure. So let's take a look at that. Probably even more on the structure than anything else. If we go to probably the 1 hour chart, we can see now that so far there hasn't been a corrective B wave. Yeah, so the idea is what we would need to see in the orange wave count, which would allow for a move higher. Yeah, we need to see an A, B, C structure. So there's a few things we need to talk about. So first of all, you can see here we're still very much in the beginning of that decline. In the orange wave count, which would be the bullish scenario, and we just get a deeper retracement within an overall bullish scenario, we need to see 3 waves down: A wave, B wave, C wave. We're going to talk about that, but that is the 3-wave move. If we see 5 waves, then we have some clarity that we have indeed topped in the B wave. From a tactical point of view, and I can't suggest anything to you, but I would be careful at the moment generally. I probably personally, if I was trading this, which I'm not doing at the moment, I would probably not do much until we are deeper in the yellow box, yeah, because this is where reward and risk are going to be favorable. If it breaks below and it makes 5 waves down, you can always stop out and then look at what you're doing later. But at the moment, I think we are still gonna come down a little lower. There might be at some point this B wave rally if it hasn't happened already. I think it might have happened already. So let's talk about the options. I think obviously we talked about here potential ABC structure. I'm going to give, in the short term, I'm going to give the bullish wave count the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Short-term bullish, because in both scenarios we would go lower anyway. Short-term, that's the expectation. I think we could get from here a bit of a B wave bounce. But there are different ways how I can count this. So I'm actually leaning more to the idea that our A wave might have just been a 3-wave move. I mean, you can count that in 5 as well, but it doesn't. If we have the A wave here, then the B wave already happened. You can see it already reached here our resistance level. And as long as we stay now, and I have to adjust that now, as long as we stay below $4,570, I would say the downside pressure remains, and it can always bounce a little bit, okay? So if we're now in the C wave already, then we could be looking at this 5-wave move down. A C wave is always 5-wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's sort of what I'm watching for now. Alternatively, the B wave hasn't happened yet, and then we get a bit of a corrective B wave. But as long as we stay below 4,570, the immediate focus needs to be on the downside. So we need to live with a potential 3rd wave now, a 4th and a 5th wave. When we complete that, then we have a complete ABC structure. If we then see another lower high and another lower low, then we have 5 waves down. And then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in wave 1 in white. And that would be bearish. So we need to watch for 3 waves down. And after 3 waves, I think it is reasonable to add some long positions. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but that's trading. Then you get stopped out. But that is a point where there is at least a decent chance it's going to turn around. And if it doesn't, then we have clarity. It's going to drop much, much more. So yeah, that's my update about the S&P 500. But I would pay attention maybe in the next couple of days if we see a bounce here from the trend line. If it attempts another bounce, then it will be from here. Yeah, that's my update about the S&P. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.